I got right here. I just don't want any, I'm not too worried about, because this is all going to get covered. I just don't want any puddles there. I don't want to paint the puddle. If I don't have any big, like right there, I got that. That doesn't look too bad. Okay. Do that. Then take a dry brush. Right here, dry brush. Clean that up. I made it look a little better. Not too worried about it. I'm gonna let this paint that I just put on these top parts, I'm gonna let that dry. And hopefully my supply here doesn't get dry. I'll put another coat on that and we'll be back. Okay. Put the second coat. On these iron straps. Okay. Show you this. I had the rust coat out. I got to get around here to where I can see if this is, where I get this to where you can see it good. Okay. That's a coat of rust. I'm going to let this dry fully. Looks like I may have to burnish it some. And that's another use of that burnishing tool. You can use that on the paint to smooth it out. If it looks cruddy or yeah, I see some spots I'm going to have to touch up. So there's that so far. I've got this. I think I may do a little bit more rust on this frame, and that'll be about it. Alright. This flatbed car, the frame, I've painted this with the craft paints. I had to do it more than once because I did it once, I got the paint on too thick and it was very rough looking. Now there is some spots in it now, but I'm going to show you how I did this. Very little bit of paint on the brush. Okay, I still got too much on there. You don't want to have it looking like a drop of water. If your brush looks like a drop of water, you got too much. But you're just going to come in here. Just going to very lightly dab. I've had to do this 6 or 7 times on this. I've got all the orange color, all that Amtrak orange is covered up. But you just keep putting on thin coats. And I know I'm not wearing my gloves now. I should be, and I'm trying to just handle this by the ends. Another little dab. There, see, I puddled too much there. I'll go back and pick some of it up. Just very light. Very light coating. It's barely visible. It just, you can see it in the light. It just gets barely wet. and that will dry fairly quick. I'm not going to sit there and watch. I'm not going to video the paint drying, but I'm just showing you this method of using these craft paints, because they're all I got right now. And especially this area right in here, because there's going to be a decal right here in this area. There's going to be PC right here in this area, and then the number's going to be in this area, and then down here on this side there'll be a data tag. And I don't even know if I'm going to mess with trying to get the very small numbers on the ends here. I might just leave that. But that's that. I'm going to set this here on the cloth very carefully. I'm going to let that dry and maybe put a few more coats on it. Now here's I've glued these sideboards on. I glued the deck on. Doesn't look too bad. Now I got some super glue there. I kind of wiped it with some alcohol. That I might be able to burnish some of that off and paint over it. And you can see the frame here, this undercoating. This is all going to be painted Penn Central Green over all of this. And I've got one little spot right in there I need to touch up with some of the burnt sienna. I was using this that I put on here, this rust color. It's burnt sienna. It's like 3 drops of burnt sienna and 1 drop of black on your craft paints. Yeah, the super glues really show up in the light, but I'm thinking that will burnish. It doesn't look too bad on that side, but I had a couple of smears and I hit it real quick with an alcohol pad, and it should paint over. The paint should cover that. Get you a good look at that. Okay, now this is the paint that I was using the first time when I tried to do the rest. I told you it'd come out all rough, and let me show you. Now I've shaken this real good, and when I shake it, yeah, there's a little bit of noise there, but look, watch when I put this on here. See that stuff? That's almost like toothpaste. It's too thick. Now I could thin it out, and I'm not throwing it away, but it should be thinner than that. And I can probably add some water to it and thin it, like if I was painting an old rusty bridge or something, you know. But I just wanted to show you that real quick, alright? Now, I want to make some Penn Central Green. I've washed my brush out very good. I rinsed it very good. Yeah, it's good to go. And I know that these paints here are good because I've already used them. I've got some Kelly Green. I've got Kelly Green and white. Both of them are apple barrel. I'm going to use... See, that's the way it should do. 1 drop, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Let's go 6 drops of that. And 1 drop of white in there. We'll see what happens with this. Okay, that's kind of close. Another drop of white. That's almost, I think that's got it.